On this episode of Playlog, we're talking about American Arcadia for our video game book club. Hey guys, CGDannyB back in with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming, but of course, can't talk indie games alone because that'd be super boring. So, I've got my partner in crime, the play.nice.kids themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
Hey man, I'm happy to be live again. It's been a while since we were live on the podcast.
It's been a second. I think we were like, last month, we're like, oh, we're doing this episode, we should do this one live, and then just didn't. Like, oh, right, I didn't think it wasn't a book club, so, we're out to, you know? Every time we do a live one, we're like, let's talk about doing them all live, and then just don't talk about doing them live, which is fine. Life's hard. Let me see. Oh my God, the boomerang's back. Why was that such a clean post? Oh, what, me? Hold on. The YouTubers didn't watch it.
Obviously you.
What am I doing? Like, nice. I'm playing a lot of Rivals. You know, I see those victory poses, and then we went, and then we stand up, right? And then Black Panther does a little like, you know, I'm ready. All right, listen, Tofr, you see these Phoenix skins for Black Panther and Magic, you know?
I have not seen
Looking
them.
good? Oh, let me tell you. First off, let me show you the fucking... we talked about this before, but now for content. Look at this. Twitch drops free Star-Lord skin. Hey, Nightmare, stop liking my stuff so I can stuff. Look at this. Look how insane this skin is. And by that, I mean, it's basic. It's the regular skin. But honestly, hold on. Medic, you're in chat. You can compare. Hold on. Star-Lord, Marvel Rivals. We got this. We're going to look at this. All right. Open image and new tab. We're going to have a fucking field day with this. This is the default Star-Lord skin. This is what he already looks like. And then, sorry, you're getting the small one. And then here's the Twitch drop one. Oh, my apologies. There's yellow trim on his collar.
That makes all of the difference.
Yep, you're right. Shut my mouth. Never mind. That's on me, team. You're right. You know what? I apologize. Marvel Rivals, I will buy 17 skins to make up for the bullshittery I spoke today. I'm not going to fucking do that. No. Absolutely not. Anyway, whatever. Skin's basic. But the Phoenix ones look great. Magic's all like black drip out, and then they have like yellow and red flames over the stuff. Black Panther, he's got a little goofy. He's got like a little flaming crown on his forehead. He looks kind of dumb, but like in a cool, like Hellspawn kind of way. It's pretty dope. I'm a big fan. Nice. Let me see. By the way, Black Panther's new skin isn't legendary. Damn it. Fuck. Rivals. I know you already gave me a legendary skin, but give me another one. I think right now I own all the Black Panther skins. Pretty sure. I think. Except the red one that's like the in-game, but I don't feel like spending money on the thing that's in-game yet, so I just fucking...
Don't you want to spend all of the Marvel coins or whatever?
Yeah, but there's like 5 different kinds of Marvel coins, Tofr. I gotta...
Jesus Christ.
Because you get the ones for the accessories that you just get for playing every week. You get the Lattice, which is the actual paid one, which you can turn into... not chrono tokens. Medic, what are the blue ones called? The units. Goodness gracious. Yo, Chip Dip with the raid. What is poppin'? Handsome? Thank you so much. It's time for the book club. The units. Thank you. So you get the Lattice, which you turn into units. You have the chrono tokens, which you earn from doing challenges, which you use to complete the battle pass. And then you're like, oh, cool. I beat the battle pass. Now when I get these chrono tokens, I can turn those into units so I can then buy skins. But it's 1,000 chrono tokens to 100 units. So it's, it's like a 10%, you know? So it's not a lot. But, if you're playing, you're just going to get them anyway. So you just got to do it. And then you have the fucking cosmetic points, which nobody should fucking buy. That's a waste of money. Where you're just like, oh, cool, there's a skin that came out. You can make it pink if you would like. It's just going to cost you $6. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I refuse. Okay. I'm waiting until they give me a free one. Also, now I have the Luna skin, which is in the swimsuit, and them cheeks are cheeking, my brother. So, like, yeah. Anyway, that's basically the basic run through of how you fucking spend money in Marvel Rivals. So welcome to my TED Talk. Real quick, Raven with the yeah, what's poppin'? How we doing today? Anyway, what did I ask you? What's poppin'? And you said this stuff in the thing and this and
I said I was happy to be live again.
Right, that's what we did say. Yeah. You thought we were dead, Medic. It's okay. Sometimes we do die. But we still release episodes every Thursday. Because, guys, this is Playlog Podcast, our weekly podcast where we talk about indie game news, reviews, and whatever we choose. If you enjoy what we do here, be sure to show us support by doing a few simple little things, such as liking the video if you're on YouTube or leaving a glorious 5-star review if you're on audio platforms. It's simple, but it goes a long way in helping the show grow. You can also be a part of the show by writing in and asking us your questions or recommending your favorite indie games for our bi-monthly book club, like we're doing right now live on twitch.tv/CGDannyB. You could be right here watching. Just use that Google form in the description every episode and have your opinions heard. Now, onto a bit of housekeeping real quick. Another quick reminder, didn't have to be another because there wasn't anything. There will be no Tales of the Valiant this week. If you're watching this on YouTube, normally, hey, D&D tonight, blah, 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 because all my sexy friends decided to go to Gen Con and leave me behind. Fucking bastards. They don't even care about me anymore, Tofr.
Aww.
You don't play D&D with me anymore.
Aww, they just left you behind
They did.
me.
Cujo.
They left you with me.
Okay, well now what are we doing? Why are you coming after me like that? You trying to play D&D? I'd invite you, but it's too late because luckily the gang over at Help Action Needed is letting me save the world on this week's one-shot of Mutants and Masterminds. In this one-shot called Hope's Final Cry, we are playing a ragtag group of superheroes tasked with sticking around for the end of the planet. Will we survive? Probably not, but we're going to have a blast doing it. So, catch the stream live on Wednesday night, July 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/helpactionneeded. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, it's going to be a little bit late, so stick with me. I don't know the upload schedule for Sean, so it'll probably be out there somewhere if you want to watch it after. But if you're seeing this on Tuesday while we're live, hey, come hang out. One last quick reminder, the Boss Rush team has invited me onto their spoiler cast for Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Nearly 3 hours of me and a bunch of friends talking about the depth, the music, and the sexy cast of Claire Obscure. Verso fucking take me, dog. God. That white streak, Tofr? You start Claire Obscure yet? You start Claire Obscure yet? Tofr, come on, man.
I know.
Give me yours coming fast. Give me yours coming fast. But you can catch this episode of the Claire Obscure Boss Rush podcast, Spoilercast, on youtube.com/Boss Rush Network. Timestamp. What do you mean the timestamp didn't fucking work?
Oh no, not again.
It's fine. It's a book club episode. It's really simple. It'll be like 10 timestamps. We'll be fine. I get it. Fuck the timestamps. I don't need that shit. I don't need it. Timestamp for verbal confirmation. Normally, this is the part of the show we would hop into quick indie news. There is a pretty big news thing going on right now that's kind of sensitive. It's about removing NSFW games from Steam and itch.io, but it's a real content-focused thing. But then the developers say it's not that, and it's a real back and forth. So it's going to be the topic of conversation for next week's episode. We're just not really in a headspace right now to have a full-fledged conversation and potentially not say the right things. So we're just going to take the extra week to look at that. And then next week's episode is going to be a little bit heavier, so there might be a trigger warning on that one, so just be ready for that. But neither here nor there. That'll be next week's discussion. Before we get into the book club, Tofr, have you seen August 7th?
I have. It's insane.
It's fucking nuts.
Jesus.
Because let's head over to Blue Sky. You guys can follow Tofr and I over on Blue Sky at CGDannyB at play.nice.kids. Jill Grote from Indie Informer. She had put in the Discord that we're in. She's like, hey, anybody notice August 7th? I sent her my Blue Sky post. And she was just like, yeah, check this out. So I had put, hey, August 7th, what's up? Why you got so many games? Because we have Whimside, Tiny Bookshop, Ritual Raven, and 1,000 Death, which are just a handful of them. But then we have Static Dread, The Lighthouse, which honestly I didn't know was early access when you talked about it. I thought that unless this is like a mini sequel, small expansion, or this is 1.0, I'm not entirely sure what this one is.
This is 1.0.
Okay, cool. So Static Dread, Artist Impact, Make Room, Paper Animal Adventure, Ritual Raven, Tiny Bookshop, 1,000 Deaths, Out and About, The Royal Right, and Wildwood Down, which that's a lot of games. And then I had mentioned in the Discord, and then George over at Papa Agenda was like, it's May 9th all over again, just like last year, because we had Crypt Master, Little Kitty Big City, Indica, Animal Well, Crow Country, 1,000 Times Resist, and V Rising.
Damn.
This needs to be studied.
Yeah.
We need to track May 9th, August 7th, and then find what the equivalent is next year in 2026 and see what is the pattern of this is going to be the biggest day to release indie games. Blah, 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 blah. We got to figure that out because that's wild.
True. Also, the rest of August is quite busy as well.
Yeah, it is. August is nuts, dude. I'm going to play like 3 games, man. I don't have time. I want to see, because we're live. I just want to make sure I'm checking on chat real quick. You can get enough coins for 2 recolors by finishing a battle pass. Oh, really? For real? Oh, shit. Okay, noted. We'll keep that in mind. Nice script. Oh, what? No Tales the Valiant? Yeah, I know. It's sad. We'll be back next week, I think. I think the following week we'll be back. But that means our stream will probably be... Oh, it'll be normal time. I can do a one-shot about Detective Werewolves. Listen. Are you asking a DM? That sounds like fun, Raven. I would be a detective werewolf. Tofr and I love our detective games, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, listen. Tofr and I could be some werewolves. It's like a little buddy cop thing, you know? We'll stream it. We can do something with that. Let's chat. Let's talk. Honestly, I won't lie. That might be something LB would be down for. I think she has a busy schedule, but like Sunday nights when she has an opening, that might be a fun one-shot kind of thing. Ask Mistress. We'll talk. I'll make sure Tofr gets on. I think she'd love that. You down to play D&D at like 5 in the morning for you?
Depends on when. If it's after I started my new job, maybe not.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We'll find something. I don't have the timestamp. Anyway, that was me rambling about a day of the week. So, guys, if you were unfamiliar with what's happening here, we have what was a monthly book club, now a bi-monthly book club, because sometimes we got a lot of games to play, a lot of games to review. So now every 2 months we do a book club. We pick a new game, play that game, come back and talk about it. Back in the end of May, I picked American Arcadia, and we're going to talk about that today. Tofr and I have both. You finished the game, correct? I did ask that before.
Yes, I did.
Cool. I'm doing JoJo's poses, dog. It's a standing stream. You know what this is about. You know what this fucking day is, man. But yeah, so we've both finished American Arcadia. Today we're going to talk about what the game is, the story, the reviews. We'll have a spoiler part, but we'll talk about the spoilers as we get there. But before we get rolling here, what is American Arcadia? The Steam description reads, American Arcadia is a cinematic puzzle game that combines a 2.5D platformer and a first-person game to tell the tale of a thrilling escape. Experience the extraordinary story of Trevor, an average guy escaping from the world's most popular reality TV show. The game was released on Steam and consoles on November 15th, 2023. It currently sits at a Metacritic score of 77 and an 8.5 user score. So pretty solid score. Tofr, you've played American Arcadia. I've played American Arcadia. What are your initial thoughts on American Arcadia?
My initial thoughts would be that this is a game that takes elements from really interesting properties, like the Truman Show movie, for example, and makes them into a game that could have been a little bit more, but was still fun to play.
Okay. Interesting. I've not seen the Truman Show. That's a sin of mine. I've never seen it. I have no idea. I'm familiar, but I've never partaken, right?
Okay.
That being said, I'm interestingly in a spot where I didn't think we'd be in the same spot. I'm in a similar place as you, where like I thoroughly enjoyed playing through this game. I love the moment-to-moment action, the swapping between different characters, and like falling into this world. But I just feel like I got to the end and it didn't stick for me. I feel like I was there until it wrapped up, and I'm like, I don't feel like I finished this game. I was waiting for the main menu where it said continue to like fall through and be like, it was a show the entire time, you're still going. Like it didn't feel complete. And that felt weird to me.
Interesting, because I did not have that feeling. I feel like that maybe we should save that for like the spoiler part of the episode.
Yeah, definitely. That being said, I loved this game. Like I said, the moment to moment, the gameplay was fun. I think the writing is great. I did not know Yuri Lowenthal played the main character in this game until I loaded it up. So I was like, is that fucking Spider-Man? Is he fucking...
Yeah.
So that was really interesting. But yeah, I think this game is super dope. I think my runtime, I don't even know. Do you know how long it took you to beat?
I think about 6 hours or something.
Yeah,
6 or 7 hours.
Similar spot. I definitely had a few moments where I sat down and my game clock says 11 and a half where I like left the game sit up. So, but actual playtime, yeah. Okay. I'm probably around like the 7-ish hour mark myself. But yeah, dope. Then I guess as we keep going here, if we want to talk gameplay, how'd you feel about the gameplay? Like, I guess for anyone who's like, what is it? How does the game of American Arcadia work?
Basically, there's 2 ways of playing the game, depending on which character you're playing as. When you are playing as Trevor, the inhabitant of American Arcadia, it's a 2D platformer. and it felt a bit limited, I want to say. Because I mean, I know there's only so much you can do with a 2D platformer, but it felt like I was doing the same 2D platforming over and over and over again. Which I wasn't totally feeling. And then there was the other part of the game where you play as, I forget her name. That's so bad for an episode like this.
Angela? No.
Yeah, Angela.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, Angela.
I had to think, what was the blonde lady's name? Yeah, Angela.
Where you play as Angela, so the person who is helping Trevor to escape from the outside. And those are first-person parts where you mostly solve puzzles and walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
And those puzzles were okay.
Okay.
They sure were puzzles.
Yeah.
In a video game.
Interesting.
If you've played video games before, you will have played these puzzles.
Yeah, that's valid.
And that's fine.
I think I enjoyed that swapping mechanic, right? Because you start this game as Trevor, you're in the 2D parts, you're exploring what the mundane life of Trevor is every single day. And then that first moment you get to switch, it's a very like Assassin's Creed going from not even the more recent, that like 2010s Assassin's Creed where it was first person. Like I think like Black Flag and stuff like that, where you went from third person action adventure to the walking around the Animus offices. Like, what am I looking for today? It was just like, I expected that to be very slow. Like, I didn't like an Assassin's Creed. I didn't think I was going to like an American Arcadia. But I think I'm not a husk. I am a character that has motivation. And that first moment where like, you're right, it is very formulaic. And like, there's nothing super unique about the Angela puzzles. But I do think it was fun for that first moment of like, oh, my boss is across the hall getting angry. Let me hack her computer and then let me sneak into the secret room so I can get the IP address so I can send it off and I can actually help out Trevor in Arcadia and whatnot. So, yeah, I enjoyed them enough. I think there's also another one where you're like in your home and you're like boss at the door. You have to hide a bunch of shit to be like, I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get in trouble. It's weird to say I enjoyed that because I lost like 8 times. I'm like, I think I got everything. Like, what's that? You didn't close the curtain. Jail. I'm like, motherfucker. Every time it's something else with you. Damn.
Yeah.
You forgot to close the drawer this time. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm trying, okay? But I definitely preferred playing the Trevor segments. I think those were fun. I think you're saying that was what felt similar, or was the Angela stuff that felt like the same, or was it both?
Both.
Okay.
I struggled with both.
Yeah.
Because the 2D platforming felt like... I mean, I get it. You're on the run.
Yeah.
Right? You're on the run from people chasing you, and then you go to the Angela stuff, and then you go back to Trevor, and you're on the run from people chasing you, and you go back to the Angela stuff, and you go back to Trevor being chased by people.
Yeah.
And like, can we have a little bit of diversification here in gameplay? Especially because pretty early on, the being chased stopped making sense to me.
Okay.
Because when you get caught, when like there are stealth sections, right? And when they spot you, a drone immediately comes towards you and shoots you down. But then when they're chasing you on foot, the drones are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. You're totally right. I thought about that and I just said suspend disbelief. The drones are recharging. I don't really know. But you're right. There's like one of the early puzzles, right? I think it's in like chapter 2. You're like climbing on the outside of a building and you have to go across this like scaffold. You have to like move it and rotate it. And I kept dying there where I'm like, I'm halfway through like, drone, get him. So like, I did not forget that the drone existed. I constantly had this thing in the back of my head. Like, I'm going to get shot by this drone soon. And yeah, the moments were like, oh no, this drone's going to show up and get me. I'm like, oh, there's no drones? Weird. I guess they're recharging. They're not here right now. Till like towards the end, there was one you had to like run through a fountain and then go up a few times. I was really slow at that. And then a drone came in. I'm like, the drones are recharged. They're back. They got me this time. No, that's fair. Like I said, it was something I just kind of took out of my mind. But it's interesting that it like sat with you. We're like, well, now this doesn't make sense. They have the means to stop me, but they're not.
The thing is, it's things like these that are spread throughout the game. For example, that very first level with Angela, you have to hack into the cameras, right? So you're not, so they can't see you on the cameras. But you're walking up to the camera before hacking it.
Yeah.
So when they rewatch that footage, They will see you walking up to the camera, and all of a sudden you're gone. Poof.
but you hacked it. It's the new footage. It's not. That's crazy.
Sure.
It's disbelief.
I tried like to keep my suspension of disbelief, but this game tested that a lot.
Okay, that's fair. I get that. I think where am I at? It's weird because like I am often not one that'll sit on something where I'm like, that's goofy. Why is that the case? I'm more just like, yeah, get me through the story and let me experience the thing you want to tell. So I think I just like turn off my brain even though I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Oh well, and just kind of move on from it. But I totally thought about it too, where they were like, I gotta look for these cameras, and in my head, I didn't know what the cameras looked like at first. So I'm like, I'm roaming these halls like the fucking John Travolta, like looking around, like what's happening. And so I'm like, oh, that's what the camera looks like. Got it. So I'm like, okay, these things in universe have seen me 100 times. I'm just going up a hall like,
yep.
I don't see it going back. I'm like, what the fuck is Angela doing over there? What is she doing in the office? And it's like, sorry, I was trying to hack our camera so you couldn't see me hack the system. My bad.
Yeah, and it's not even just the cameras. Like all of these offices are like windows from ceiling to floor. All of them. So everyone can see you walking around checking like, where are the fucking cameras?
Yeah. Like, what is she doing? They're like, because like, so I thought, right? And we'll dive more as we get into the story stuff, but there's a point later where like your boss brings it up, like, we noticed the cameras were very stale today, or we're like, I was in my office, you can check the footage, you won't see me anywhere. And I thought that was going to be the like, she's right, I guess we weren't there anymore. And just like Joe Schmo's like, hey, we were having like a company meeting and Angela was fucking, I don't know what she was doing, but she was roaming around. Like I thought I was going to get called out by someone working there. I'm like, damn, they set me up to think. And then no, that's not a thing that happens, but I was prepared for it too.
Yeah. Yeah. There were moments where they could have made like the game more difficult that way.
Okay. Yeah.
And I felt they missed those opportunities to like keep things mostly the same.
Yeah.
And that's why I struggled with the gameplay of this game.
Okay. That's fair. I think it's interesting, right? I think this might be a time to transition into like more of the story stuff and maybe hesitate on the spoiler stuff, unless we want to focus on anything more gameplay focused before we do that.
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Then this is your spoiler warning, dorks. If you're like, I'm listening in and I still want to play American Arcadia, but I don't know how it ends, gloves are off. We're just going to say whatever happened to this point. So in case you're interested, now I can pull up the gameplay.
Nice.
But yeah, so early in the game, so the game starts, right? You're playing as Trevor.
Yeah.
This ain't all the fucking gameplay. Hold on, it's in the wrong folder, Tofr. Can you believe who the fuck
oh
organized
no.
this shit?
Damn.
Sorry, I got it. I have a footage folder in the footage folder that needs to have everything. I didn't have that yet.
Oh, damn.
There we go. Now
Footageception or something.
Yeah, it's a lot of footage, man. It's a lot of footage. So, basic premise: the game starts with this like old-timey flashback video of we're building the perfect oasis, Arcadia. It's a big city in a dome. Da 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 da. Then you cut in and you're playing as Trevor. You're having the mundane. I wake up. There's a whole cutscene at the beginning. We're getting chased by a helicopter, getting shot at, but that's not important yet. But you're playing as Trevor. You're doing the walk to work. Hey neighbor, how's it going? Whatever. You sit down to relax at your desk. You're talking to your coworker about, this guy got promoted. That's crazy. Blah blah blah. Just very, the typical mundane 1970s workday kind of vibe. And as the days go on, you're getting this countdown of like, it was 14 days until that, not that traumatic day. What do they say? That dreadful day, I think is how they kept referring to it until they give it a name. They're like, yeah, that's until this dreadful day. And all of a sudden your coworker stops showing up. Like, oh, what happened to Dude McGee? Where's he at? And then eventually you start getting messages like, hey, they killed him. He's not here. Like, huh? What's this crazy news? And you find out he like won a giveaway for like an island vacation from the office and blah, blah, blah. You're like, that doesn't sound right. It's not something he'd be into. And this is where I was like talking about like the mundane part, right? Like you're the repeated gameplay loop where you're doing this thing over and over again. You're doing this for, it's not fully 14 days. They skip between them. You're not doing a full like 14-day work week for Trevor here. But as you get to this one day, you get called in the office, you find out that like your friend whose name I keep forgetting has been killed.
Gus.
Gus, thank you. I kept going to say Gale, and I'm like, I can't think of his name. You're like, Gus has been killed. You walk to the office, you get the phone call from Angela. She's like, hey, listen, walk there. Do not stop. As soon as you get there, there's going to be 3 dudes. They're travel agents, but they're going to kill you. Like, don't stop. So as you get in that room, the entire time you have the very, like, slow motion Trevor kind of mundane walk. And as you get in this office, the first time I think you can sprint in the game. Yeah. So it's just this 0 to 100 really quick. We have your first chase sequence. You're jumping over banisters and diving into elevators to escape. I'm like, oh, interesting. Like the tempo changed. Everything's new now. And I think that was the first time for me that I'm like, oh, this game has kicked off. We've started playing the game. We have the story, and now it's how does Trevor survive? And I thought that was fun for me. I enjoyed that. I don't know if that was like something you reflected on or not, but
the game did a good job of like setting things up and getting us into the mindset of Trevor, and immediately showing us what the stakes are as well. Yeah. So I really liked the beginning of the game. I especially liked you have the billboards in the background of your office, where it kind of shuts down and it says Gus is dead. Yep. Using the text that's already there. I thought that was really well done.
It's so good.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. It was such a cool moment, right? Because I noticed the billboards, but they were such a background item. Like I wasn't paying attention to them for narrative bits. I just noticed them there. And then this one where they actually like focus the camera on it, and you see the 3 different billboards that are swapping between, all of a sudden stagnate and freeze. You're like, Gus is dead. I'm like, oh no! Like I think I knew, but like now the game told me. Now I know.
Yeah. And this is another part where the game really does a good job of like showing you what's going on. They use the television screens to show you how you are being monitored. Yeah. Right? Or maybe that was just before this scene. I don't remember.
Somewhere around here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really loved how they set the whole thing up and like immediately make it clear like this is going to be a game where you're going to be on the run. Yeah. And you're going to be on the run from something very, very powerful. Because like the Walton Company, I really dug that whole premise. That it's clearly based on like something like Walt Disney. Right. It also, to me, it also brought to mind the Starks in the Marvel movies. Yeah. When they go back to the old Daddy Stark things. Yep. So I really dug that, even when you have to go into like this kind of theme park ride. Ooh, yeah. Detailing the whole history of the company. I love that, and it really it really made me think about how we nowadays have these giant companies that can do basically whatever they want. Yeah. And it was interesting to see like someone trying to take on a company of that massive size.
I started being like intrigued by it, right? Of this point of, oh, cool, now it's the guy versus the company. How's it going to roll out? And this will eventually bleed into like how I feel about the ending. But I thought it was like a really cool David and Goliath kind of moment of like one dude who is like trapped in this artificial city that is ultimately 50 years in the past. I think it was 1970 and it's like 2023 in the game. Yeah. So like... this guy has no idea what's on the outside. Everything he knows is of the past, and that's just the life he's lived, which I think was very interesting. I really dug that because I love the 70s vibe. Maybe not as a black person, but just like as someone who likes media, I think it's a cool thing. But I just sat, I'm like, fuck, this is really dope. Like, oh, this is where my game crashed. That was really funny. Oh, no. I thought my computer was exploding. I'm like, oh no, guys, we're in trouble. But yeah, like at this moment, right? You have a discussion with Angela. She's like, well, I guess I should show like her cutscene, right? Like her first person puzzle of trying to get the password, the IP address, how to help Trevor. And she takes you into this extra room where she's like, hey, this is what your life is. And she shows you a trailer for American Arcadia, the TV show, which is essentially like it's Big Brother. Like it's a bunch of people, but like bigger scale. It's a whole city. People are locked inside. Every single person is a reality show character and they're not aware of it. They have an audience. They have viewers. The more popular they are, the more sponsors they get from the outside, making their life inside of Arcadia that much better. I was waiting for the reveal of like, the more popular they are, the more they know about Arcadia, and that may very well be the case, but I don't think that's something they really harp on. Especially with, what was Justin, who was the fucking pretty boy? There was the blonde guy who lived in the penthouse. Is something
Wasn't it
like
Steve something?
Steve Just. Steve Just, yes. Yeah. Steve Just, I'm like, oh, he knows what's going on. He knows, right? But, like, I don't think he does until, like, the post-credit scene. But, yeah, so now you find out, Angela tells you, hey, people who aren't popular, they're not keeping them around. The show is expensive, and it's super successful, but it still costs money to run, and it costs money to keep you people alive. So if you're someone like yourself, Trevor, who has one viewer, which is me, someone who works for the company, they got to get rid of you. So they're going to kill you. So I'm here to get you out so we can shut this whole shit down. And Trevor's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. It's fucking crazy. I don't believe this. It's fucking, I want to go back to my turtle in my house. I just want to relax. Which conveniently is named Kovac, which is Angela's secret hacker name. I'm like, oh, Kovac, which I thought was setting up this romance between the two. Then I'm like, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I like that. And it didn't really go that way. So I'm kind of glad it didn't. But yeah, I dug the Big Brother, eyes in the sky, fly on the wall kind of thing. Again, as someone who watches Big Brother religiously, every time the new season ends, I'm like, let me rewatch some of the old seasons for nostalgia's sake. Like, I like this. But being in it, as someone who's like, oh, I'll just Big Brother someday. Like, I do like the premise of this a shit ton. Like, it really hit for me.
Yeah, that's where I want to, like, recall The Truman Show. Because that's a movie that was made before Big Brother was a thing.
Right.
That's what's so amazing about it. The whole premise of that movie is there's a city under a dome, and you're following the life of Truman. And Truman is the only person in the entire city that doesn't know that he's in a TV show.
Oh, okay.
But all of a sudden he starts figuring out that something's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's where the movie kicks off. So they take a lot of inspiration from that. But they add enough of like their own flavor, like making the entire city unaware of the fact that they're in a TV show is a really cool concept. But yeah, I did have to mention The Truman Show here, just because they watched that movie and clearly got some of the right messages from it.
I need to watch The Truman Show. Where can I watch it? Pluto TV. I'll put it on my list. It's one of the movies that I've just heard so many times. Like, yeah, I definitely got to watch that. I just haven't. Just been a case by case. Maybe I'll make it a date night movie. We'll see.
I get that.
But yeah, like in video watches, you're seeing like Trevor finding out about what is this show, how does it work, and etc. And they go down the rabbit hole as you go through the story, right? Of like, not everybody in this city is part of the everyone's part of the show, but not everyone's like uninformed. You do have these essentially NPCs, right? Where like Trevor asked the question, like, so how do our sports teams play other teams? Actually, I guess there's something that's more important first. So they go through the whole thing of like, let's escape, let's get you to the train station, and once we get you through the gate, you're home free, and we can figure out what to do from there. But like on the way out, Trevor's like slowing down and has this like migraine kicking in. He physically can't move. He's like stopped in place. And it like you hear that he hears this jingle in his head that just like puts him to a halt. And you're like, I don't know what that is. I'm not entirely sure. But you have these giant speakers just blaring at him. And it's like, oh, fuck. Well, now what do we do? How are we going to fucking figure this out? And that's a whole extra plot line later. But yeah, this is where Trevor's like, okay, so this is the thing that happens in the city. How do our sports teams like play? Like, are they playing against actual people? Like, no, we have like artificial teams that are made up to play against the Arcadia Rockets, I think they're called, or something like that. Whatever the sports team is. Yeah, so like that's so fucking crazy. They like show this weird TED Talk like behind the scenes, like recorded from my lap video of like, oh yeah, so like some of you guys, you're gonna go in here, you might date them, you might fuck them, you might marry them, like whatever they want, you know. You're here to be a part of their story. Like, we don't get a lot of romances, but sometimes it happens. I'm like, wow, that's weird. I don't love that. That's where it's getting like, what's a human life? We don't care anymore. Not that they did when they built a reality show of trapping people inside of a giant dome, but still, like, that was such a fascinating is a weird way to put it. But yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we just hire people to live in this city as like fake people. It's super crazy. It's
an interesting take on like reality TV as we know it.
Yeah.
because we all know that lots of it is scripted, but how much of it exactly is scripted and where do genuine human emotions get involved?
Yeah.
We don't know that. And that's a scary thought.
Yeah. Because like,
people are willing to like give away their lives just for some on-screen attention.
Right. And then like, I don't think they mention how much they actually get paid if I assume they're getting paid. But yeah, even think about that, right? Of like, I'm imagining, forgive the comparison, I know this isn't the case for everybody. It's more of a stereotype. But like, I think we all know the guy from high school, and maybe this is more of a U.S. thing, so feel free to chime in. Of like, the guy who graduates high school, like, I don't want to go to college. I don't have anything. I'm just going to join the military, right? It kind of gave that, like, I have nothing to do, so let me just do this thing that seems the most, like, not unfulfilling. That's not the word I look for. Both my parents are in the military. Like, I understand the value of it. I just think there's, like, a lot of people go in just with nothing planned. And this felt like I graduated high school and I got nothing to do, so throw me on a TV show, I guess. Like, I'll be likely to find a life inside there. That's the vibe I got from the people partaking in American Arcadia from the outside. It was really interesting, like, perspective. And again, I don't think they really focus in on anybody in particular of like, this is the life you would live, like, or the life I wanted to live. You just kind of know it's a list of random people. Mm-hmm. Just, I don't know if Belgium has like, yeah, we graduated high school, off to the military. Like,
we don't have that whole military worshipping thing going on here. We do have a military, but
sure,
it's there.
Yeah,
and they still manage to reach some young people, but it's not like this comparable the numbers that our young people move into the military compared to the United States.
Yeah. Huh. Well, we got a lot of them. As you get through the situation, Trevor can't physically leave. There's something about the jingle. We're still not quite sure what that is. But then the new idea, Angela goes back to her house. This is where I was talking earlier about the like sneaky, like, my boss is coming over. I have to hide the posters and the pamphlets and all the documentation about Trevor. Erase the marker board of the escape plan. You're talking to someone named Number 6, who is a part of the Arcadia 6. Is that what they called them? They were like...
yes.
It was a group of people, 6 people who had escaped Arcadia once upon a time. And like, this isn't real. It's a folklore. It's not true. But like, apparently they're real. There's 6 people who got out and they're like, all right, now we got to lock down even harder, which is why they have this jingle thing. And essentially they like program people's brains in a certain way that if they hear this jingle, it's going to just like shut them down. And the jingles are made up of like corporations where like, oh, this sports company and this club and this fast food restaurant like pay to have their ads run on individual people's stuff. And the jingles like halt their functions to live, to move. So they just like scramble it and slap it in their head like, sorry, you can't leave because you're hearing this special song. And that's like, fuck, well, how do we deal with that? And the new plan is put Trevor in a car, have him drive towards the outside of the city. And the moment he can no longer drive, we take over the car from remote control, drive it the rest of the way. And then as soon as he can go again, he starts driving. And there's this whole scene where Trevor's like melting. His brain is fucking falling apart as he's being like drugged through this like audible cheese grater of like, my brain fucking hurts. I can't leave. I'm trying to see if I have the footage of it. I don't know if I do. But oh no, before this. How'd you
owned it already?
Yeah, this is what I want.
Yeah.
It's the rube. But yeah, how'd you like this whole reveal of the jingle and everything? How this all functioned?
It mostly made sense to me because I get that like they try and make the living conditions within Arcadia as ideal as possible, so no one would want to leave.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you always have people who are like wanderers who want to travel, who want to see what the world has to offer. So how do you keep them within the city so that no one will learn about this secret? There had to be something. And then brainwashing seems like the most obvious way to do it. It's completely unethical, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I think one of the things I sat and thought about while I was playing is the only reason this story exists is because they failed to hide the secret from someone by killing like multiple people who were close to each other. They're like, oh, we killed Gus, and now we're gonna kill Trevor, who's already noticed how weird this world is. And then Angela obviously being involved and being like, look out, here's information. Like, without that, would Arcadia just, well, we know it wouldn't be because we finished the game, but like Arcadia just existing as it was, like there wouldn't be this big adventure of like Trevor Hill's trying to escape, someone stop him, he's a monster, he's massacring people, and da, 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 da. Like there's so uproar now. People inside Arcadia are like, whoa, I used to live next to that guy, what a crazy monster, I can't believe I never knew someone like this could do something so crazy. But the whole time I'm like, fuck, Trevor, you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. I want to see this dome fucking collapse. I want to see like, we did it, we beat him, let's go. But you have so many times you're just about there. You're almost out. You're like, psych, couldn't make it. Like, the bridge wasn't long enough. Or, oh no, the audio stopped my brain. Or the cops ran me off the road. Psych, couldn't finish it. Like, it's always the almost there until you actually almost make it. But
yeah, and that's what slightly annoyed me. Just the whole thing, like, oh, now we have to do it again. Oh, now we have to do it again. I'm like, okay, but like there's so much you can do with Trevor, so much you can have him do. Why not make him do something else for a change? Yeah. Because I about halfway through the game, I got really tired of running from police officers.
Okay, that's fair.
I get that he's on the run, but yeah.
The events, yeah. I think there were a few, right, where I'm like, okay, it's another run from the 5 or 6 cops that are circling around. The ones that were more like chase sequency, like with the dude in charge, the dude who fucking looks like Blade. Yeah. I think they call him the Chief. I think is what they called him. He might have a name.
He does have a name, but I can't remember it.
So the Chief, this guy. There's the chase scene with him through like the underwater power plant, which I thought was really cool. And let me tell you, man, I was murdering this. The game crashed on me again. But I am running through this place. I am leagues and bounds ahead of this dork. He's not even close to me. So much so I'm like, I might have broken the game. Like, I had the traps to set off where like you can hit the valve so it sprays in his face like, oh, I can't keep up. And you have that a couple seconds to get further ahead. But literally, I sat and stopped. I'm like, homie's not even on my screen anymore. Like, I'm looking behind me like, where'd he go? And then I go to, it's the like, my grandpa could make this jump. And you jump and the game's just like, sorry, I don't work. I'm like, no, please. So I had to reload the game. And then I did the whole event at the normal pace of like, okay, he's actually behind me now. I have to use the traps. But I thought it was fun to have a whole run where I was just leagues past this dude.
I can imagine.
But yeah, at this point, they catch Trevor. They're like, you can't escape. You're coming with me. And Olivia? No. Is that her name? Who's the Walton descendant that's in charge of things now? Vivian, thank you. Vivian, yeah. Yes. Vivian, a lot of names in this game, people. Vivian pops up, and she's just like, hey, walk with me, let's talk, and da-da-da-da-da. And she's just like, it's a whole show. Yes, you're on it. He's like, you killed Gus, and pulls up Gus on a video like, Gus is fine. Gus is living on the edge. It's this new thing outside of the circle. We're not killing people. They're living on their own. They're not good for the show. So it doesn't benefit us to keep you here and pay for you to exist. We put you somewhere else. So Trevor's like, oh, interesting. I might be okay with this then. If I'm not going to die and I just get to continue to live like my quiet life, maybe. But Angela's just like, nope, can't let that happen. Trevor, don't you sign that damn paperwork. If she can't speak to him, she plays songs like the Don't Be a Fool song that plays. Yep. And she does all these different signs. She's like, you know what? You're right. Let's get out of here. And then back on the run. But like, that was the first time I'm like, oh, is this game over? Like, did we beat the game? Like, does it end with the cycle never ends? And it wasn't. I'm like, oh shit. Whew. Scary. Because there was so much unanswered. I thought we were just going to, well, it still kind of remains unanswered. But yeah, I was ready for the cutoff. Like, nope, that's it. Thanks for playing.
That would have been a strong point to end on.
Yeah, right? But then this is the point where another cop chase scene, whatever. You get outside and you end up in like original Arcadia. I think it's called New Arcadia. I think it's the name of the city, but that's when it was originally created. And it's just this quiet town. It's got the TV show set from the Walton entertainment industry. And I think it's the first time we see Trevor sit down to play piano. You're like, the fuck is this guy? What's the music thing? He's like, I just love music. That was such
a cool moment.
It was very cool. But I was just like, the fuck? What do you mean? He was just like, I love this. I wrote this song. Like, you wrote that song? I'm like, yeah, that was me. Since when? I know you had a piano in the house, but you ain't mentioned this once. You just been like, I like video games. I'm just too old to play. I'm like, all right, boring ass man. He's 28, by the way. Like, relax, Trevor. You're not too old to play, okay? Fucking,
exactly.
I'm too old to play video games. But no, I thought this was a really like charming scene, like throwing away the like, I didn't know you played music. That's cool, I guess. There was a very like, it's weird because I didn't feel nostalgic, but I felt Trevor's nostalgia of walking through like the TV set of a show he used to watch and then getting to play the piano on this TV set. Like that felt, I want to say cathartic. I still don't know if that's not the right word that I felt, but I felt the catharsis of Trevor, I guess.
Yeah, I get that. It's a pivotal moment for him because he has to consider like Angela and Number Six's solution to his jingle problem is basically brainwashing themselves to make the jingle undone. And he's like, but you have to brainwash me. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But the other option is allowing Vivian to brainwash him. So it's a tough place to be in. And this is the moment where he makes his choice. He sits down, plays the piano, and when the song is done, he's like, okay, I'm ready. Yeah. And that was one of my favorite parts of the game.
It was very cool. This was my first like stopping point. Like, not first. I had one session, a second session, and this is where I like stopped the game right as like he puts on the goggles, things happen. He's like, huh, I don't think it worked. What do you think, Number Six? Number Six? And like he's getting a response, and he like walks up to this like drive-in movie theater screen and falls through, and it gets all psychedelic. It becomes part video game. There's the floating characters in the sky. Like what is happening? And I really dug this sequence. There's moments where you're running into like other Trevors who like are conflicting with one another. There's one trying to climb up a ladder as the other's trying to climb down, and they're just like, this is Trevor fighting with his own decisions and walking through a path like all the way to the left, like, yeah, keep going, man, just keep on going. And I'm like, how long do I keep on going? And I turn around and he's like, are you sure it's that way? Maybe it was this way. Like, I don't think the game had an indicator to turn around other than this doesn't seem to end. And then you kind of go back and forth a few times before finally like, okay, I found the end. But I was like, oh, I would have just kept going left for a long time if I wasn't paying attention. Like, I never would have stopped. But yeah, this sequence is really dope.
It was. I was slightly disappointed by the video game part of it.
Yeah.
Because it felt...
rudimentary?
It felt pretty tame.
Yeah, okay.
Like, but maybe that's because we've been spoiled with games like It Takes Two and stuff like that.
True.
But where I felt like this one just could have used a dash more originality.
Okay.
But still, it was fun because you basically get to see how the anti-jingle goes to work on Trevor's mind.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty cathartic moment.
Yeah.
You're basically setting him free for the first time. Maybe not physically yet, but at least mentally now he's free.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful moment.
Good Trevor. He's getting his brain fixed. Oh, maybe. We'll see how fixed it is. And and this was more where I was just like, I gotta figure that. I don't quite understand what all happened here, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay. But yeah, you have more platforming. There's these cool puzzles where you're like looking at TV screens and having to climb upside down and stuff, and that was fun. But you're in this like final stretch to escape, right? You find the big ladder. You're climbing up to the top of the dome to like the penthouse. Again, another police chase scene takes place, but you run through fucking what was his fucking first name? Steve Just, yeah, he's just like, hey man, what are you doing in my apartment? He's like, get out of my way. Come on, man, it's gotta be fucking sucker punches him. Like, I said, get the fuck out of my way, man. Fucking move. Trevor makes it to the top, gets to the penthouse, Vivian's office, and goes to like shut it down with the big button, and Vivian comes in just like, oh my god, everybody, it's happened. Congratulations, you're essentially watching American Arcadia 2. And it's like, huh? What do you mean? And like, there's this new spin-off show, which is someone in Arcadia has discovered that this is a show, and you are following the adventure of them trying to escape. So no, everything Trevor has gone through has become a brand new TV show. And Trevor's like, what the fuck do you mean? And this is where I was like, I assume that's how we quickly cover it up. This was never something we thought about before. This was just, you guys have seen Trevor going crazy, but this was all a second TV show. It's crazy. But again, the people in Arcadia don't know that. Like, that doesn't make sense to them. This is for the people on the outside, which I know are the masses. We're talking millions of people who have been watching Trevor now because he's going on this grand adventure, to be like, oh, cool, a new show about Trevor. And she basically spills the beans of, hey, this is Arcadia. I'm number 6. Like, I was a part of the escape. And then I said, I guess I'm going back. They invited me back. I get to be in charge. I don't think they ever expand on who the other 5 are. And I think I was one of the, like, I was waiting for the old man with your neighbor, who else was important in this game? Like the dudes in the elevator that you ran into a couple times, like they were part of the 6. Like I was waiting for those reveals, and I don't know if they clarified that all 6 returned or just Vivian returned.
I think they said all 6.
Okay.
Returned.
Yeah. So at some point,
because they couldn't. Apparently, they struggled to adjust to like the modern world outside of the Arcadia, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's one of the
but
things
all 6 of them had like a price.
Yeah.
To bring them back to the city, and they all accepted.
Yeah, and then which like I wanna figure out Vivian's process. If there was like a DLC expansion chapter of how it worked, I want to see Vivian like not pretending but being 6. Because the moment with Angela, right, where you're in a place, you're hacking stuff, you're getting passwords and whatnot, and she's on the phone talking to number 4, like, hey, number 4 do this, number 2 do that. Like, it seems like she's in cahoots with the group, and you're under the impression they're outside of the city, like, trying to help Trevor escape. But now, like, that clearly wasn't the case, or it was, but, like, who was 4? Who was number 2? Who's the rest of the group that was, like, a part of this fake escape plan? Like, that seems like a really interesting narrative to unfold and tell, like, oh, yes, all this stuff happened. It's like, fuck, that's really cool. I want to know, like, I want to know what. I want to know who and how. I want to know where.
Yeah. You never hear any of the others talking. You only hear number 6 talking to the others. Yeah. So it would be interesting to know if there was even anyone else involved or not.
Because then it's just Vivian just like, yeah, number 4 or whatever. Anyway, and just goes back to like fucking eating sushi or something off her desk. Like, yeah, I was fucking worried about
it. You know what that whole reveal reminded me of?
What?
Was the Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Have you seen the Thunderbolts
I have not seen
movie?
Thunderbolts yet. Nope.
Oh, okay, then I won't. Then I can't say anything else or I'll spoil it.
Get around to it eventually. Guys, you've seen Thunderbolts. Put the shit on Disney Plus and I'll fucking watch it already. It was at a bad time. I couldn't get to the theater to see it. But,
yeah, but there's
talking about, but
it's the whole thing of like Vivian is just prepared for any solution necessary, and it kind of sucks. But I also kind of liked it because it made the game feel really relevant to our times.
Sure.
Where we have these giant companies that I mentioned before, and they get away with doing basically anything they want. And sometimes we just can't comprehend how that is, how that can happen, how they can just do stuff and then pretend like it never happened anyway.
Right.
And I feel like this game leans into that quite a lot, and I like that because of it.
I think I do like that. I like the reality of it, right? And I think it just felt... It's weird coming from a spot, right, where I try to think what game I talked about years ago, where I said games don't have to end happy. Like, that's how this goes. Like, not everything's happy. And I guess I didn't expect a happy ending, but I guess I felt like I wanted more finality to it. Because after this, like, Vivian's is like, this is what you can do. You can sign the contract, make the agreement, and be happy-go-lucky, and we'll figure out your shit. And they have this whole, like, press conference moment where Trevor steps up and goes, like, leave me the fuck alone. And this is where you just get, like, that's credits roll. You get the flash forward with a bunch of screenshots of, like, here's Trevor in the magazine on the outside world, like, being in a different spot. He's a much more modern-looking, different kind of shave. You get to see a couple of the other, like... Just getting his new version of the show, which is like the post-credit scene. And like it essentially ends with Trevor and Angela on the outside making this documentary about Trevor, about American Arcadia and how it became, and just kind of dishing all the information that's going on with the show and how it's gonna like, oh, can't wait to release this. Like, is it gonna work? They're like, honestly, they probably don't want to go back to court. They probably don't care enough to fight it, but let's do it. And then it like ends. I'm like, weird. Like, it just didn't feel final. That's where I said, like, I felt like I closed the game or like beat the game. It took me in the menu. Like, do you want to continue? You want a new game? I felt like I was waiting for that to break and be like, psych, it's not over. This is like 5 years later and what had happened. And like, that's not the case. I even pulled up somebody's Let's Play. I'm like, let me just watch a full playthrough. And yeah, that was the end. I'm like, man, I want to make sure I didn't miss something. I just felt not cheated, but I like the story hadn't ended. Like, and again, sometimes stories don't end because you have things like to tell and what's the secret? What's our story? Yeah, interpret for yourself. But I didn't want to interpret for myself. I want to know if we shut down American Arcadia.
Yeah, I understand that. My feeling when credits rolled was, guess none of that mattered.
Right. Which in a space where it was like 2v like a trillion, yeah, that does kind of fucking suck.
Yeah, I wanted a bit more catharsis from my ending. But at the same time, I get why they chose this ending, because this is what would happen in real life, I guess.
Right.
If you try to take on one of these corporations on your own. You can try, but it's a lonely fight, and yeah, it's a downer ending. And especially after all of those chases, I needed something more uplifting.
You ran so many times from cops. They grabbed me so many times. Like it's in like 2 clips ago now. But there was a moment running through the restaurant where the cops like somehow just got too fast. I'm like, dude, I have not whiffed this at all. I've been killing this jump. How did you grab me? Where it was just like the reset. But like, again, for video watchers, like this is another reveal towards the end where like you've had the chief this whole time who's got this very like Lawrence Fishburne, Neo from Matrix kind of vibe to him. And as you get to this end, you pull out the gun and you go to shoot him and he gets tased. He's like, ow, hey, stop that. Like, whoa. The fuck? What happened to the cool voice? He's like, I'm just an actor. Like, leave me alone. They hired me. And they show like his audition of like, yes, I'm in charge. All right, arrest that motherfucker. Like, oh, okay. We'll call you if we need anything. Like, it's a very like, I came to Hollywood to blow up, and I guess I'll take American Arcadia as an option, right? I'm like, interesting.
Marcus Javert, of course.
Marcus Javert, that's the chief. But another like cool moment that doesn't really do a whole lot. Like you really get this cutscene, it kind of just ends. You don't really circle back to him at all. I don't recall seeing him in like the credit montage. Maybe it was, I just missed it. But
he becomes an action movie star.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I see the poster now. I'm picturing it.
Yeah.
Damn. Fucking
yeah,
Marcus.
but that's what I felt with a lot of things in this game. Like they happened, and then we never mentioned them again, and it feels like it doesn't really it never really mattered. And when you then get to the end of the game and find out that your actions haven't changed anything, or barely anything, it really makes you feel like you played the game for no reason at all.
Kinda. I feel like playing it for no reason at all, and it's like negative thing. And yeah, we're having a whole spoiler conversation of like, here's how I felt, and here's how I felt when I beat the game, etc. But yeah, I feel like I still enjoyed my time through the game. Would I replay it on PlayStation for Platinum? Probably. But yeah, I do feel like I'm not ready. I'm not convinced it's over. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know that we get American Arcadia 2 to explore that. I don't think that would be as entertaining after going through all this to know what's happening in Arcadia and just either fight from the outside or experience someone else's narrative through it. I don't think that's the move. But yeah, I think they end with like they do the "where are they now" type credits. Like Trevor's moved out. I don't like interviews. The show is still going strong and people are watching it umpteen years later. Like it does hit you with the your actions serve no consequence, so why try?
Yeah, it's a bit cynical like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt was a shame, because you're building up this whole game to like proving that one man can change things if he fights for it.
Right.
And then you're like, nah.
No, you can't. You're just Yuri Lowenthal. Sit the fuck down. But like again, then right. So we had Justin. He gets. I guess because Trevor doesn't sign on to do it. Like, all right, we'll go to the next big, like the big guy in the city, and we'll recreate this show. And I don't think they really go into detail of it if it's his actual escape adventure. Or like, all right, we're gonna script this whole thing. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna try and escape. You're gonna fight these drones. Blah blah blah. And they just redo Trevor's story as big muscular blonde man, like, oh, I've got an action story to tell. And maybe that's the case. And they're like, cool, we got our brand new show. The people in Arcadia still have no idea. And we'll just keep picking at them as we choose to find new favors to try to escape. But then, like, what the end of their story looks like, right? Because if you have, say Trevor took the contract, right? He's in the city. He's like, oh, cool. Now you get a life inside of Arcadia as someone on Vivian's level. You know what's happening. You get to be part of the decision making. You get paid $10 million a day and blah, blah, blah. Like, the people in Arcadia now are like, yes, I'm familiar with Trevor. Like, we saw him on the news as the guy doing blah, blah, blah. And now he's just kind of has some leadership role in our city. What does that look like? What does that mean? Yeah. And that might just be back to all right, brainwash everybody else so they forget Trevor was the bad guy. But that seems like a big step as opposed to just like put Trevor on the outside and then bring him back in like 20 years when the world's moved on. I don't know. There's a lot of ifs and whats and maybes that we don't get to explore because it's there's a finality to the game. But I would like to know. I would like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It felt like now we got the no commitment ending. There was no commitment to either going full on rebellion or going full on corporate.
Yeah.
And that's a bit of a shame. He looks like Ewan McGregor.
He does. He does. He looks good. He looks good.
I enjoyed my time with this game, but I'm sad to say that there's a but after that sentence.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I feel there's wasted potential there.
Yeah. I think I don't know how I would recommend it to people. Like, I feel like if someone's like, should I play American Arcadia? I'm like, yeah, I think the game is awesome. I think the game is fun. I enjoyed the gameplay moments. Yeah. Some of it gets repetitive. Some of it, you'll notice the like, how did we get away with this, but not this? Like if you're really paying attention to some of the finer details. But I think if you're just like, I'm in the mood for some kind of 2D adventure, some kind of platformer, I think this is a fun game. I don't think I'd be able to warn them, like, I don't know if you'll like the ending. Like, I feel like that's a spoiler in and of itself. Just be like, yeah, I don't know if you'll like it. But I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game. All that to preface, the game was fun. I would recommend it. But, asterisks.
Yeah. I was surprised, like, for example, and this might be quite minor to most people, but there were quite a few typos in the subtitles.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did see a couple times where like,
and that did surprise me.
Yeah,
I was surprised by that because it shows like a slight lack of care to the final product.
Sure.
But other than that, it was a really good game, and if you haven't played through it and you haven't listened to everything we've just said in the past half hour, give it a try. I mean, there's a cool story to be discovered here. Yeah. And if some of the puzzles get a bit too distracting, just use a walkthrough like I did.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, I want to continue the story. I don't want to think about this puzzle right now.
I was say which puzzles. I'm trying to think which puzzles would like stopped you from progressing. I don't think any come to mind.
Oh damn! Thanks.
I'm just saying you suck at video games, Tofr. Do better. You know?
But I do suck at video games. It's true. But I started struggling a little bit with the access card puzzles.
Ah, okay. No, that's valid. That's valid. Those did suck a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to move these over here and then move the tile over there. And then all of a sudden it's a different puzzle where you have to push the buttons in the right order. And
yeah.
I didn't even try, to be honest. I was like, I'm not thinking about this. I'm just using a walkthrough.
Yeah, okay. I definitely tried on I that might be, you could choose which direction to go. Actually, I think you have to do them in order. When you get in that building, I went right, and there's like, it's just the 6 panels. We have like the 2 pieces. You have to move them. Almost a slide puzzle, but not really. It's hard to have, I don't know if I have footage of it. It doesn't look like I do. Yeah, you're like, move this tile to the left, move this one to the left, move it to the right, move it down, move it up, move it right. But sometimes they impede each other, so you can't do that all the time. And then the second one is you have like 3 on each side with like an empty space in the middle. So you have to like move left, move one right, move one left, move one right, and kind of like juggle between them so you can move them to the opposite sides without like stopping each other and leaving no spaces. It was really interesting. That one, yeah, I remember struggling a little bit. I had to really just spam a button until it worked. That was probably my extra 7 hours of gameplay where I was like, how do I beat this game?
So I'm not the only one who sucks at video games. Yeah. Yes.
Hey, whoa. I don't suck. I'm good. I beat Cuphead.
Oh, damn. And another Crab's Treasure.
And another Crab's Treasure. I got the platinum in both.
Damn.
I'm really good. Let me think. Any other thoughts on American Arcadia in terms of the story or gameplay? Or I know we have another question here that you have on the dock. Who would talk about that?
No, I liked the game. I would have liked it more if it hadn't pushed what was possible like it did. Mm-hmm. For example, with the drones not showing up,
sure,
in certain scenes, and then showing up. Another example is when you're outside of the dome. The dome doesn't look all that big to be housing a city with thousands of people. Yeah, I'm like, if this dome is only this small, then how has no one encountered the edges of the dome? And there was just too much stuff like that took me out of the game. Yeah. There is this like reality of that everyone is so self-contained that they don't see without. And even like a fucking Steve Just, right? Who maybe he's just not a smart guy, but lives in the penthouse, which is really high up, which is like just beneath where Vivian's place was, which is just outside the dome. Like even homie from his living room should be able to see this. Should see the reality of like there's something out there's a dome up and there's things outside of it that we can't get to. What is this? Which is also maybe maybe he does know more than we do. I don't know. But then like has parties in his penthouse, so maybe all these people know more. But how many of them are the NPCs that were hired to come in, and how many of them are people who are in Arcadia? So yeah, there's a lot of like questions, which sounds weird to complain about. Of just like, oh, I didn't get to know every single character's like, are they real? Are they not? But also like, then you do question like, well, how did this not fall through? How we got all these nooks and crannies to cover, but then all the nooks and crannies are wide open. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially with like, we didn't mention this before, but you have tourists visiting Arcadia. Right. So these are people from 2023 just visiting Arcadia, and they get their orders like they have to dress in a very 70s way. They can't be showing any tattoos. They can't show any modern technology. But yeah. We're all people. People make mistakes. There are tons of people who will immediately go to one of the inhabitants of Arcadia and be like, "This town is fake." I mean, if you consider human nature, that's all of that will happen. Because like you almost have that. They? Yeah. Where, like, so the people find in the elevator. Yeah. So how does a city like this keep existing for 50 years? Something like that. Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. It's weird, dude. I find it hard to accept that, and that's a shame. If they had like explained it a bit more, would have been cool. I would have loved a bit more explanation rather than another chase scene. Yeah. For another example, when you need to get into like the most secure building in Arcadia, as Angela, you're like, oh, there's just this back alley with a back entrance. Box, yeah. And we happen to have a key card to get in. Yeah. Okay. Which cool. Now when we beat the game, right? We're like, oh, how do they get this key card? And like, oh, we have our resources, and it's Vivian. Like Vivian lets you in. So like another case of like, I'd like to see Vivian's perspective of like how they catered this whole thing along. Because you have the like, I'm Vivian, I'm a nice TV personality. And then you get the first like, God, these fucking people. You're like, oh, she's a shitty person. And then the reveal of like, oh, she's basically running the whole operation. So like, what were the steps of like, okay, we know Angela's trying to get in. Let's stop Angela, but let's help Angela. But let's not stop Angela, but let's keep pushing Angela. But let's stop Trevor. Like, there is this real back and forth of like, her as a person, as Vivian, is still stopping some kind of progress. But as number 6 is preventing her own progress from being stopped. And like, it's this weird, I do want to see, because that honestly, that's the type of thing in a movie that'll fucking send me. That'll be like, this is fucking perfect. Absolute cinema. The heist where like, you're at the end, you're like, oh man, how did we get away with it? It's a shitty example. This is a terrible, it's the first one that came to mind. But like Fast and Furious 5, where they're like driving down the road. Have you seen the Fast and Furious 5? No, I haven't.
Cool. So spoilers for Fast 5.
Go for it.
There's a point where they have two Chevys that should not be able to do this. I think they're Chargers, who are dragging a giant bank safe down a highway and just slamming.
Oh yeah,
shit.
I saw that.
Yeah, but they go under an underpass, and while they're there, they take another equally large safe, drop it on the ground, rehook it to the Chevys, and leave the one with the money under the bridge, and then keep driving with it. So that way The Rock and like, we got him. We got the safe. You're free to go, but I'm coming after you. We're taking this money. They open the safe, like, it's empty. And I'm like, that's so lame. That would not make sense and would not work. But I do like the like, how'd they get away with that? And then they showed him like, there it is. Oh, shit. That doesn't make sense, but I know how they did it now. I feel like I figured it out.
Yeah,
if I can get that Vivian, like, this is what she did to herself and to the city, and back and forth of making both of her plans work out as the infiltrator, as Six, and as the person running Arcadia, of like, how do we build the narrative we want to also just be, now we got a new TV show to make more money. Like, that seems evil genius level, and I want to see that.
Yeah. Would have been cool to see more of that instead of just getting like, oh, that was the end.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Fucking Vivian, how could you do this?
Yeah.
But yeah, that is American Arcadia.
Sure
Fun
is.
game. It's available on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox. I think it's on Switch.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, you can check it out for yourself if you're interested, or if you enjoyed this podcast, sure, leave a thumbs up and let us know what you thought about American Arcadia in the comments. It's a good time. Timestamp I can't physically do, but Tofr, it's time to pick for another book club. We have to plan 2 months out in advance what game we're going to be playing, what game we're going to be talking about, and what if these little guys want to play along and discuss the game with us. What game could they be playing?
It's a game that will make you cry, apparently. So I want all of you to play along so we can all cry together. It's a game called Until Then. It's a visual novel-ish game set in Southeast Asia, I think. Yeah. I'll just read the Steam blurb so people know what's going on. A fateful meeting sets off a chain reaction, upending Mark's life. People disappear and memories prove unreliable. Uncover a hidden truth with Mark and his friends in this narrative adventure and race to unravel the mystery before it's too late. It's sitting at an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam with over 9,000 reviews.
Let's go Until Then. I'm excited. We mentioned this before. I did Spatially Unbound with Dave Jackson for Tales from the Backlog. If you haven't heard that episode, it's a fun one. Dave and I talk about another game very similar with location, the narrative beats, the very anime-esque characters. And this game came out around the time we played that. And I was like, oh, it's very similar. I kind of want to jump into this. And I've had it sitting in my library. I haven't gotten to it. So I'm very excited to finally play Until Then and be like, cool, we did it. And I can compare it to Spatially Unbound and see which one makes me cry more.
Yeah, I had the same issue. It's been sitting in my library since release.
Yeah.
I just have not gotten around to it, and that's where the book club comes in handy.
There we go, baby. That's right. Available now. It's on. I know it's on Steam. Is it on consoles yet?
I think it was. I should have noted this down.
I'm gonna tell them in the description next week on the podcast.
Okay.
I'm seeing Steam and PlayStation.
Yeah. That seems right.
Yeah.
Oh, it should be on Switch as well.
Oh yeah, here. Play now on Nintendo, no Xbox. Until Then, Xbox.
No Xbox.
Oh, you green box players. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no Xbox version. All right, sorry. So, Steam, PlayStation, and Switch for Until Then. So, if you guys want to play along, you can do that. Sick. We did it. We talked about games.
We sure did.
Raven in the chat was like, yep, very Truman Show. I agree. Raven, great minds think alike. Should watch Truman Show.
You should watch it. It's really good. And it really puts like a spotlight on things like Big Brother and other reality TV like that. And considering it was made before Big Brother was even a thing, it's quite prophetic. The movie.
No man, you're right. Not me getting ready to watch Big Brother later and be like, yeah, I got 5 episodes to catch up on. There's so much shit. I gotta see what these random people are doing inside this house. We had no concrete plans, but one of the potential Patreon ideas was doing a movie night. We watch a movie. I'm like, I sit down with 1 or 2 people and watch like a movie on like Patreon, but not on YouTube because copyright and whatnot. But yeah, like the Truman Show, I think sounds like a good one to to watch. And be like, oh, we watched the movie. Yay. It'd be fun. But so maybe if we do a movie now, I'd be like, Tofr, let's go do this for content.
Sounds like a good idea.
There you have it, team. There you have it. I timestamped verbally, but it doesn't really matter. But hey, we can quickly hop into what we've been playing. You want to go first?
I can go first.
Right.
I only played one other game than American Arcadia this week.
What?
Because just I didn't start playing until earlier this week. Because that's how I always do the book club episodes.
That's how we do it. You save it. It's fresh.
I hate my own brain. But I played a game called, I think it's pronounced Malys.
That's how I'm saying it.
So it's, and it is a roguelike deck builder. Shock to everyone who but it's made by Summerfall. I think they're called Summerfall Studios.
I believe that is what I saw on the screen, correct.
Who are the people who made Stray Gods, the musical visual novel. Summerfall Studios, yeah. And this game is very much in the vein of your Slay the Spires. But instead of like fighting monsters, you're trying to expel monsters from other people. And gameplay, the only thing I found different gameplay-wise to something like Slay the Spire is that in this game you have to burn cards in order to be able to play cards, which adds another layer of strategy, which is always a cool thing. I love the visual style. It's basically like it's basically an end of days American setting. Like monsters are taking over, God has abandoned us, and you are a preacher trying to save as many souls as he can. So it's a cool setting. Gameplay feels good. It's in early access, so it's not finished yet. But so far, I'm really digging it. The style has, like, takes inspiration from things like film noir, like the detective movies of the 30s and 40s. And it's a really cool package, and I can't wait to play more. I only played for like an hour, so there's not much more that I can say about it right now. But it does what it sets out to do really well. So if you like roguelike deck builders, you're gonna enjoy Malys.
I'm in a spot where I'm looking at it. I'm like, I like the style. And there's a scene there where they flip through some of the character designs. I'm like, okay, I see the Stray Gods. I see...
Yeah.
Outside of that, where I'm like, interesting. This came from the same team. Never would have guessed. Honestly, the one character looks like my friend Laura Tutu. She's on a lot of TTRPG stuff. We haven't had a chance to play together yet. So Laura, what are we doing? But like her, I look at her. I'm like, that is a Laura coded character. Tell me that ain't just my girl Laura. Just being like, they picked me for this game. But no, I like the style. I can't say like the gameplay is immediately grabbing me. And this is a very sizzle reel kind of trailer. I don't think they show the like. This is what the moment to moment looks like. It has a lot of the splash art, so I'm like, huh. I don't know where I'm at with it. I don't know that I'll hop into it anytime soon, but I'll remember it. I'm like, oh yeah, Tofr talked about this one.
I'll keep you posted on this one. But I can imagine it. It's very much like Slay the Spire, and you mentioned that wasn't your whole vibe, right? So I can imagine this not being your vibe either.
Damn, you guys hear me? So no more deck builders like Slay the Spire. They're not good. Tofr said so.
I didn't. I said nothing of the sorts. God
we don't like Monster Train. We don't like Union of Gnomes. We don't.
Like I am
Slay
waiting.
The Spire 2.
I am sitting here just waiting for Slay the Spire 2 to drop, and you do this to me.
I think you're lying.
Damn.
I don't think you mean
that.
No, obviously we're getting Slay the Spire. I guess. How fun. I was trying to stall because we're live on Twitch, which means me getting to my Twitch VODs becomes a lot more complicated. So I was like, I can't find the fucking shit that I need. But yeah, Mouse available now on Steam and early access. You should check it out, or you're a scrub.
Yeah, it's mostly the style at the moment that really makes it worth playing.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm hoping that the further I get into it, the more the gameplay will follow suit. Oh, Danny's distracted.
Yeah, my apologies. Had a message that is... Okay. There is a typo that made that seem far more urgent than it is. We're good. I was like, oh God, is someone dying? No, we're good. We're fine.
Okay. How about you tell me what you've been playing this week?
No.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching and listening, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, 100%. So I have also only played one other game this week outside of Marvel Rivals, but hey, we talked about that enough. We talked about skins. I received a key for a new game that came out, I believe, last week called The Drifter. Nice. We played the demo for this during Steam Next Fest a while back. It just kind of showed up. Like, I had no idea it was coming out. It is from the team Powerhoof. They made a really dope multiplayer game that we loved back in college called Crawl. You played Crawl before, Tofr?
Oh, is that the one where like one of you plays a dungeon crawler and the others play the monsters?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, so it's from the same team that made that game. That game's fucking sick. Cool. Anyone who knows the old Couch Gnome days, they might remember Squee, where I would turn into the fucking squid monster and try and chase everyone around the room. They're like, stop! I'm like, Squee! That's not this game. But Crawl, another great game. Okay. So, I am 4 chapters in to The Drifter. I've streamed it twice. The first stream, fucking fantastic. I was having such a great time with this game. It is a point and click adventure. And the first 3 chapters did a pretty good job of not falling into those point and click tropes of the like, what do I have to do? What do I have to put with this to make the thing happen and find the thing and move forward? You play as Mick. He is from out of town. Backstory, his son died. He couldn't make it back for the funeral. His ex-wife hates him for it. He's in town now for his mom's funeral. So this is like, oh, you can make your mom's funeral, but you can make your own son's funeral. Like, that's kind of crazy. Meanwhile, he's kind of not homeless, but a drifter. Like, he bounces around from place to place, finds somewhere to stay. And as he gets to town, it looks like all the homeless people are just disappearing and dying. You know, they're showing up like, what is happening to the homeless people? And you're being interviewed by this young reporter. She ends up getting kidnapped by some like secret agents, and you wake up like tied up, thrown into the ocean, and you have to like escape. And it's this whole thing of every time you die, you re-loop, I guess. I can't quite tell narratively where it's at yet. If it is some over godly power that says you're not dead yet, come back to me, young one, like what the actual events taking place are. But yeah, it is written like such a book, Tofr. As someone who doesn't read often, has recently been reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, the main character is like, I'm plunged underwater. I can feel the cold air filling up my lungs as the water expands inside of me. I pass out. The light comes in. I'm dead. Until the light comes through my skin and I feel it all over again. Like, it's very like, I say intelligently written. I don't talk like that. So I'm like, whoa, this game talks like a book. That's crazy. But the first 2 chapters are just like constant, not even just constant excitement, but like constantly fun. There's different events happening, different like, oh shit, how do I get out of this? What am I going to do? You're being chased by the cops, not the same way as American Arcadia. You go through a graveyard, you end up falling underground, so you're in like a tomb, you have to escape. You get caught by the police and you're like in a hospital bed, but like they're trying to, maybe a little spoiler, I won't say that. They're trying to do something and you're like, wait, no, please. And like, which cops are good? Which cops are bad? What are we figuring out here? So we were going to continue to stream it. We got to chapter 4 as of recording last night on stream. Wasn't feeling chapter 4. Chapter 4 felt like I was knee deep in mud. Where I'm like, man, I am not enjoying this one. Like, chapter 4 really took the mundane parts of it and put them at the forefront of like, okay, I borrow my wife's van and I drive to the reporter so I can get the thing, but she's not helping me. So I have to go over here and steal an old man's thermos so I can use water to reveal a logo. And like, this is where I'm like, okay, I'm feeling the point and click monotony now. Yeah. Like, chapter 4 is where like, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. We played the demo. I knew what to do in chapter 1 enough, like not immediately remember, but I'm like, I have the idea of what I need to progress. 2 and 3 didn't give me a lot of those problems. Maybe we got stuck with a few things, but we eventually got there. 4 was, the first stream took me 3 hours to do 3 chapters. Stream 2 took me 2.5 hours to finish a chapter. And it was a lot of exhaust the dialogue. Like, halfway through the stream, I pulled up a walkthrough to be like, what do I need to do? And even the walkthrough was like missing steps. Where it's like, go to the house, go to the phone, have a phone call. I'm like, okay, who do I have a phone call with? Like, oh, you're supposed to take a business card you found last chapter. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't explain that. So like, it is a lot of do everything you humanly possibly can to make progress. I'm like, yeah, yikes. It's just a lot of steps. And like, if you're the completionist, you want to do everything, awesome. As someone who kind of wanted to see the story progress so I can get back to like the fun part, chapter 4 really drug for me. I'm like, fuck, okay. I'm not digging this. I'm hesitant. I'm supposed to stream it again on Thursday, and I'm afraid that it'll be another, like, if chapter 5 is the same, I kind of want to just continue to play it off stream and see if that hits a little bit differently. But like, I know some people in chat, like I think Raven specifically, she's been there for both streams, and you could see the definite change in the tone from stream 1 to stream 2 of like how in it we were and then how out of it we were, which is really unfortunate. I'm hoping it's just a lull, just a bad chapter that really picks up pace in 5, and we see it through I think there's 9 chapters from what I saw. Okay. But I'm in a lukewarm spot right now. I still want to go back and finish it. I want to see it through to the end. But yeah, this midpoint chapter really just was not feeling it for me.
I get that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think those are my thoughts on the Drifter. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
you seem unsure.
Yeah, I was just like, anything else important? I was like, I enjoyed these parts. I didn't enjoy this part. Yeah. I'm a she now. Did I say she? I apologize, Raven.
You did.
I did not mean that. I apologize. Here's what I think happened. And Raven, I can tell you, this is what happens when you're in chat. When I see Raven, I immediately think of That's So Raven, and I have to continue to not think of Raven Simone in my chat. So I think this is the time where I just said Raven Simone and I went she. I said, my apologies. The proper terminology would be they, them, because I've not asked for your pronouns unless you care to share them. That being said, yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, the Drifter. If it looks vibe to you, check it out. If you like your point and clicks, I think it's right up your alley. I am in an interesting spot where I've talked about playing it. I've had a few other friends who are like, oh, I'm really excited. I love the demo. I'm like, cool. I'm interested to see where other people are at. I've not watched anybody else's review. I know, I think I saw the 6-1 guys post and they liked it from reading the headline. So I'm assuming it'll pick up again, and I'll be like, yep, never mind, just a bad chapter and we're good. But
could be.
Yeah.
Let me quickly check what So Many Games said about it. Yeah, they give it a high score.
Okay. I mean, who trusts So Many Games, am I right? You know what I mean?
Wow. Right when I'm right here. Damn.
Damn. I was about to pull up the Discord. I'm like, wait, I have to minimize Tofr for that. I can't do that. Anyway, hey, what's up? How you doing, So Many Games? What's up? Still got bad opinions? What's up?
Jesus!
I'm just throwing salt in the wound.
Okay.
Anyway, timestamp. Let's talk about the games this week. Tofr, you want to do this? You want me to do the list?
I can do the list.
You can do the list.
This is from July 31st until August 6th. So it ends right before like our day of
right before the day.
Doom or whatever.
Next week's will be a list.
Yeah, on July 31st, there's quite some games as well. Panta Ray, Guardian of Time releases on PC, as does Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which comes to PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Atomic Owl and Heartworm both release on PC on that day as well, as does Time Flies, which comes to PlayStation, Switch, and PC. And Paradigm Island also releases on that day on PC. And then after the weekend, we've got Kato's Post Office releasing on August 4th for PC, and Oscuro Blossoms Glow on August 5th for PC.
What a list of I know this title and I cannot think of the game kind of week. We're like,
it sure is.
Immediately I think of Oscuro's Kato's Post Office, and I think of Kitty Builder. The like city builder, like that's not the same game. It's a different game.
No, it's not.
I remember I looked up Time Flies. I have to put Steam, so we never talk about the game. Time Flies one we saw years ago, and I forgot it was even coming out. But it's like that black and white. Does this fall under point and click? Just adventure, life sim, 2D hand drawn, interesting. But you're like playing as a fly that I think only lives for like the 24 hours, and you're just doing like mundane random shit as this fly. This is one of those ones where I'm like, I don't know what this game is until I have my hands on it. Like I can see it, but like, what is feet for free? It is such an interesting looking game, but it does look dope. I don't know if I got a form for review keys for this one. I want to check it out.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm also looking forward to Kato's Post Office.
Yup.
I think it's only about an hour long or something.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like a cozy adventure to like have a fun afternoon with.
It does look really cute. I love that. Again, like I was thinking of Kitty Builder, so I was like, as soon as I saw the art, I'm like, oh, a little 3D open world one. It's weird because again, I don't want to compare it to Little Kitty Big City just because open world cat game, but like just like a little cat guy going from store to store and picking shit up, and like it's really cute.
Yeah, and knocking things over and meowing.
Honestly, what else could
the whole cat experience?
Look at him playing with the toy. It's so cute. And then I had to look up Skiro Blossom's Glow because this is one I definitely remember getting press emails about. And I'm like, oh, cool, it's coming out. I think it's a puzzle game.
I think so.
But the levels are giving Metroidvania, psychedelic Metroidvania from last year.
Oh, Jesus, names and stuff.
Ultros.
That's
yeah. It's giving me that a little bit, but with more like pastel painterly kind of color. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing Brody bark. He's being a nuisance today. He does not need to go potty. He just wants attention. He needs to stop. He'll go out when we're done. But yeah, like it's another cool looking one. I think this one looks dope, just visually.
It does.
Anything else in there we're looking at? Fucking Ninja Gaiden looks great. I'm not a big Ninja Gaiden guy, but when an indie studio gets a AAA IP, I think that's always fun. So Ninja Gaiden Rage, that looks cool. And then Atomic Owl, I think we talked about for the indie releases video, and I got delayed from its original date. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's still coming out.
Yeah, it's not the busiest week, which is a good thing considering what's coming next week.
It's the calm before the storm, Tofr.
Yes, exactly.
Fuck yeah. Timestamp, which means it's on to the indie spotlight, which means I didn't think of anything, but that's okay because I'm taking.
Oh no!
My wall has all AAAs. I can't find my indie stuff. I don't have a lot of physical ones.
If it's got a physical release, it's not going to be an underrated game, is it?
I know, no. Is Tunic underrated?
Go for it. Just go for it.
No, I got it. If I found another one, I got it.
Okay.
Vamp. No, don't have to Vamp. I haven't pulled up. I talked about this game back in 2021. I fucking loved it. It is from Pocket Trap, who recently released Pipistrello. This was the first game of theirs that I got to play. It is called Dodgeball Academia. I love this game. It is so much fun. Also, hey, Shadow's popping, homie. How you doing today? So it is basically like it takes all the anime tropes and puts it into I hate the Harry Potter comparison, but you go to school to become the best at the thing you do, blah, blah, blah. But it's a bunch of kids who go to this academy to learn how to become the best dodgeball players on the planet. It is so fucking fun. I adore, it has a Pokemon-esque kind of gameplay loop to it in the way of like you roam around the world, someone sees you like, hey, we've made eye contact, time to battle. And then the battles have different mechanics to them where sometimes you have enemies that have special abilities. They can throw fire dodgeballs, or they have special abilities, or it'll be like 1v5, but they have much bigger health bar than you, or like they have, again, insane combos that you're like, I gotta figure out how to solve this. Like, how do I beat this encounter? All the while you're playing as Otto, who's like the basic kid, like, I don't have any powers, but I gotta find my dodgeball skill. It's in my heart. Very like Naruto, like, I gotta believe, like type energy. And it does a lot of the like anime stereotypes. Like the one character on your team, Bloony, is like your healer at one point. But it starts as the like, I don't want to hurt people. Like, I don't know how to help my friends. And it does the big emotional moment of like, oh no, my whole team's weak. What am I going to do? I got this. And then has his power up moment where he does like bubbles that like heal the stage. Like, that's my guy. I did it for my friends. And I'm like, it is super corny in the most intentional way possible. And I love it. Nice. It's great. They have a moment where you have to fight a car, very Street Fighter-esque, right? I'm like, cool, cute. You level up, you get new equipment. If you just got an itch for dodgeball, it's a good game. It's a fun game. Really like Dodgeball Academia.
This is another one that I wanted to pick up, and I think it even was on Game Pass. maybe?
It definitely was. Yep.
Yeah, and I just never got round to it, and I don't know why, because it looks so charming.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm a huge fan of the art style. I think it's just the characters are fun. I think there's like 6 unlockable characters for your team that you progress as you go through the story. And I'm trying to think. I can picture 2 of them, and I can't think of who the 6th one is right now. But yeah, it's a cute time. It's again goofy. If you like anime, if you like Dodgeball, slap them together, and you got Dodgeball Academia. It's really great.
Nice.
And that's it, team. That's it. That's everything we ever did for the podcast. Ever. All in one. This is episode 71. We've made it. But with that, guys, thank you so freaking much for watching. We're going to wrap it up here for the YouTube version. You guys are beautiful and lovely. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure to leave that thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a thumbs down. It means you're weird, but you might as well get that engagement, I suppose. Let us know in the comments what you thought of American Arcadia, what games you're currently playing, and what other things we should talk about in the podcast. Give us some ideas. Let's percolate. We'll put them together in a conversation. Tofr, if little stinkly winklies want to find you on the internet, where would they go?
The easiest way is through my link tree, which is play.nice.kids in one word. And obviously also check out So Many Games, where I write reviews, and so many other lovely people do write reviews as well. And they have good takes on things, Danny. They have good takes.
Says some. Says some. I don't really know. I'm just kidding. I have to fucking... Jason or Justin? Oh god, I think it's Jason.
Jason, yeah.
Jason, cool. Okay, I thought so. I was like, it's Jason, and then I was like, no, I think is it Justin? I second guess myself. I don't know. Jason seems okay, fine person, I guess. We throw shade at the ones we love, Tofr. Then of course, if you guys want to find me at CGDannyB all over the internet. Also, if you want to keep up with our TTRPG stuff, don't forget we have Hope's Final Try. Shit, was that the name of the show? Yes, Hope's Final Try. Wednesday night on Help Action Needed. More Tales of the Valiant on Thursdays. More games to come. We have a Brilliant Ruin coming up. We've got Unannounced Project coming up. It'll be great. It'll be a fun time. So sure stick around. And with that, I think go play Until Then for 2 months from now for our book club. It'll be great. That's all. Bye.